Have you ever heard the saying, happiness is reality minus expectations? Well, if I could sum up our experience in the Dolomites, this would be the phrase I'd use. I had been looking forward to visiting the Dolomites for years and had this strong visual of what the northern Italian Alps would look like. I imagined majestic peaks, crystal blue lakes, and remote mountains, but what I imagined for this trip was not exactly what I experienced, to say the least.
We're into a full-blown hike. We're all so exhausted. I'm wearing Doc Martens and I have so many blisters.
And we are going uphill, and if we slip and fall, we will go to our death.
Our trip to the Dolomites began in Lake Como, where we had finished up spending a relaxing week on the lake. We had one last meal there at a vegan restaurant, and after the meal, we took a train to Milan. We are in Como right now. We're about to catch a bus or a train, but before we go do that, we have about an hour of time, so we came to this restaurant. I found it on Happy Cow, and it's an all-vegan, authentic Italian restaurant. It's called Il Lugino. So Happy Cow is an amazing resource if you're traveling to find vegan restaurants. You can just go and type in the city or the zip code or the area you're in or going to travel to, and it can tell you all the different restaurants that might have vegan options, or a restaurant like this that is all vegan. So I'm so excited for the food to come out. We got lasagna, we even got dessert, and she got some like scallops, like vegan scallop dish, I think.
One's plain, one has olives, I think, and one has
Walnuts or pine nuts or something.
Oh, this looks good. It's amazing. There's some sweetness in it, nutty. And this one's olive. That one's great. I love olives. 10 out of 10. This one's my favorite though.
very good.
I like that. Yeah, it has white wine in it.
Try some of Taylor's potatoes.
Eat my potatoes.
I love rosemary in potatoes. It's so good. And I like how they make it really thin. The olive oil is so good.
Perfetto.
So,
Perfetto.
it tastes like my grandmother.
It tastes like dried pineapple almost.
Whoa, that's kind of not what I expected. I have been traveling full-time for over 3 years now, and I have learned a lot of tips and tricks along the way. When I'm in the United States, I travel in the van that I'm in now. I converted it myself. I also travel a lot internationally, like when I was in Italy in this video. But there is something that I just recently came across that makes traveling so much easier, and I wish I would have known this sooner. It is an online platform called Wisp, where you can get medication sent to you without having to wait in any lines or deal with any of those inconveniences that often come along with getting medication. For me, this is super easy because I can just set the medication to be delivered to an address that I'm close to, but you can also go to a local pharmacy and pick up medication within the day. With Wisp, you don't need insurance, and they accept HSA and FSA. So the medication that I recently got from Wisp that's in this packaging is yeast medication. So I have it in this cute white jar. I actually love the packaging, and it has like confetti, which is kind of fun. And then, ooh, I dropped it. I don't know if you guys remember this, but about a year ago, I was traveling in my van. I had just left my hometown of Austin, Texas after doing some van projects. I had driven, I think, like 4 hours out in the middle of nowhere, Texas, when I started talking on the phone with my parents and telling them that I have symptoms of a yeast infection and it's really hurting. And I had to go all the way, like drive 4 hours back to my doctor in Austin, Texas, because that's the only way I could get the medication in time.
Basically, I have to drive 4 hours back.
Yep.
I'm just getting texts from my dad. He's like, yeah, you should definitely, the only thing you can do is come back.
And it was just such a big inconvenience. I wasted a lot of money with gas, and that's why Wisp is such a valuable thing that I have come across, and I know it's going to make my life so much easier because I am prone to getting yeast infections and UTIs, and that can be a hassle when you're traveling and on the road, and it can be hard to get the meds in time when you need them. And you can set it up so that you have a subscription and you can get like yeast meds, for example, delivered on a monthly basis or a regular basis. The way it works is you choose your medication online, and within 24 hours, a US licensed physician will follow up by phone or secure chat and write you a prescription if it's appropriate, of course. The packaging is also very discreet, as you can see, which I love because I really love having privacy around my medication. Wisp also has medication for cold sores and genital herpes, as well as medication for UTIs, bacterial vaginosis, and yeast infections. But they also have safer sex medication like birth control and emergency contraception. So if you are interested in Wisp or you need any of this medication right now for yourself, go check out the link in my bio because Wisp makes this whole process so much easier. And yeah, back to the video. That was awkward, but we're seriously going back to the video, so. Milan is considered the fashion capital of the world and is the second most popular city in Italy after Rome. We walked around the streets at night and visited the Duomo, which is a beautiful and grand church. It is one of the largest cathedrals in Italy and Europe and has these beautiful Gothic-style sculptures all around the exterior. While we were in Milan, we also got lots of vegan sweet treats. I have found that most big cities have a lot of vegan options, and Milan was no exception.
We got vegan brownies and a biscotti cookie. This is the brownie.
Vegano.
Oh, that's really good.
And of course, when you're in the fashion capital of the world, you have to go shopping.
I just got this little jacket. I got it from Zara and it's made out of recycled material. This is the bag, but I'm wearing it, so I think it's cute. I honestly needed a jacket, so I've been borrowing Tori's like every day. What are you getting?
I'm getting a beanie, but I want everything.
Soya? Or mandorla, no mandorla. No, mandorla. Soya or avena? Oh. This? Okay.
We just got to this train station in Venezia, which is Venice, Italy. We were very hungry, so we went to a little shop that we walked into, and they had vegan food. We have a vegan croissant. Beautiful. Little panini sandwich that was vegan. Another sandwich. And then we got chips.
From Milan, we took a 5-hour bus ride to the Dolomites, and we got dinner as soon as we got there. Tori and I shared this big platter of vegetables. It was so flavorful and delicious. When we finished having dinner, we met up with our friend Julia, who's from Germany, and we struggled to cram all our luggage in her tiny car. But we eventually managed to do it, and then we drove to our Airbnb. Good morning, we are in the mountains. Last night we got here, we had to take a train and a bus, which ended up costing about 60 euros from Milan to the Dolomites. So we're in the Dolomites now. It is this beautiful mountain town up north. It feels a little more like Austria
or maybe how I envisioned Switzerland than Italy, but there's still the pasta culture and the wine. We went and got dinner last night and it was so nice. Right now we are walking about half a mile to the nearest grocery store from our Airbnb, and we're gonna get some groceries for the next couple days here.
For breakfast, I made oatmeal, and what would you rate it?
Bad out of 10. It's not your fault though. It's only because there's no cinnamon, there's no sugar.
But the fruit's good in it. I put apples and strawberries and raspberries. Just kind of
It just
tastes
tastes
like fruity
very
oatmeal.
plain.
Very simple, but put some granola on it. It's edible. It's nourishing. And then it's warm. And right now I'm cooking a veggie mix.
Oh, good. I want that.
Yeah. When we were walking to the grocery store today, we found this little ramp with this Olympic symbols. I'm not. We're like, oh, what did we find out? And there was a ramp, and so we were like, I feel like there was an Olympics hosted here. If you look closely, there's a ramp with the Olympic symbol. So that ramp, I assume the Olympics were held here at some point and people like skied off that ramp, and I can't imagine it because it looks so steep and scary and terrifying. But when we looked it up, in the 1956, was it 1956? Olympics was hosted here, and we looked back at the video and it's so like vintage looking. Like the Olympics that are filmed now are not at all like that. It was just so funny. And I think I read that they're also hosting the 2026 Winter Olympics here, so.
This is a pocket that we're gonna stuff with veggies, and right now I'm gonna put pesto in it.
Ooh. Basically a sandwich, but we're treating it like a pita because it'll be easier and cleaner when we bring it on our hike. So we're just gonna stuff it with all this mixture that we made. I made 4 loaded sandwiches to bring for lunch this day, and I had no clue how much we would be needing it. That day we drove to what we thought was an overlook, but it ended up being a full-blown hike, and we were on a race against the sunset. The more we hiked, the more we realized how far away we were, but we were determined to get to the lake, the green-blue water that we had seen so many pictures of and had such high expectations for. The more we hiked, the more we justified that we had to continue on. We couldn't let all of our hard work go to waste. But then we found ourselves unprepared, without hiking boots or enough water, on the top of a mountain in the Italian Alps. To top it off, it was so foggy that we couldn't see 30 feet in front of us at times, and we questioned whether or not we'd even be able to see the lake once we got there. It is so foggy, and we're hiking to this lake, and we didn't even really expect to hike to this lake, honestly. We thought we were gonna just drive and see the overlook, and then we saw a snowy pass that we couldn't drive past, so we thought, okay, like, let's just walk there. It's not gonna be that long, and it's turned into a full-blown hike. We're all so exhausted. I'm wearing Doc Martens and I have so many blisters. It's also really foggy, so I don't even know if we'll be able to have a good view, but it is very beautiful despite the fog. It's kind of like moody and vibey, and we're only a mile away, so there's no giving up now. Fingers crossed that we'll be able to see the blue lake and everything that we, you know, have hoped for.
I'm feeling pretty beaten up and tired.
This was an unexpected adventure for us.
Yeah, the first part was so easy and smooth and just downhill, nice. And now we've been climbing up. It feels like so straight up. It feels like we're walking straight up a mountain. My calves are burning. I'm
We're wearing
sweating,
jeans.
even though it's like freezing outside.
We have makeup on and we're doing a full hike. Like we thought we were going to an overlook.
Like, yeah, I thought this was just a casual little endeavor, but no.
I'm literally wearing my Doc Martens and I have so many blisters.
Yeah. But we're going to the Blue Lake, Lago Saporis or whatever.
I think it will be beautiful.
And I think it's gonna be beautiful.
And worth it, hopefully.
And worth it. The only thing is we're trying to beat the sunset. And yeah, I don't know why the sun goes down so early here, but it's kind of rough.
We have walked about 3 minutes and we're taking another break. We have encountered some ice. Very exciting new experience on this impromptu hike.
And we are going uphill, and if we slip and fall, we will go to our death.
The drama.
The drama. Am I the drama?
Yeah.
I don't think I'm the drama.
I think you're the drama.
We just hiked all the way up, but we still couldn't find the lake. So we decided to come back because it's getting dark soon, and Taylor's getting a little baby.
My nose is running. Wow. Bite.
We ended up turning back and making the long trek back to the car, some of which we did in the dark and snow, and some of which we did while crying. Being prepared is so important while hiking, and I'm so glad we made it back safely to the car before something bad happened.
You're so weird. What in the heck? She's going delusional.
Too long. Leaves are gone, heading for the coastline. Light is it.
We
When
are
I'm
at Lago
there,
de Braias. On the
soaking
pictures it
in
says
the
it's like a
sunshine.
really blue lake with wooden boats, and I think we were just expecting something a little bit different.
Which has been a theme.
It's been a theme since we've gotten here, but it's really beautiful because it's snowing and all the trees are covered in snow, and there's this wooden cabin and the mountains. It's a whole different vibe, but I love it so much, so I'm not disappointed. We woke up at 5:45 a.m. so we're all very tired right now, but I kind of feel like the snow is bringing me alive a little bit.
Nice.
Are you not worried about like what might be on?
This is fresh snow. We've watched it snow like 5 inches in the car.
It's actually quite good. I wasn't a fan of the texture at first, but
We just had a little photo op on this frozen lake. I'll insert the pictures here.
Birds like kings.
It's beginning to look a lot
like Christmas everywhere we go.
The Dolomites is close to Germany, so a lot of that culture is present here. In certain moments, it felt like we were in Germany and not in Italy at all. Even the signs and shops sometimes were written in German instead of Italian. We went to a Christmas market, which had quaint shops with handmade trinkets. I bought this chicken and duck for my parents because they have a ranch back in Texas with chickens and ducks, and I thought they would like it. We also listened to the music and tried all the German food in the area.
Tori's gonna have her first mulled wine.
Here's the mulled wine.
And it's like basically hot red wine.
According to Julia, chestnuts are a big thing in Germany, right? So we're gonna try some. The only other time I've had chestnuts was with her and she burnt them. These are really good. Tori is debating getting this scarf.
Tori's going to buy a scarf.
Taylor's bringing the shopaholic out in all of us.
Oh, this one's gonna get it.
Got this beanie. I've been needing a beanie, so this is good.
Here we are, on the edge of mystery. We long for a life of new discovery. Focus our eyes on the journey, stepping into the unknown.
We're parting ways tomorrow. Julia's going skiing, and Taylor is going to Milan, and Tori and I are going to Venice and then Rome.
This is really good. I still have to figure out what hostel I'm staying on tomorrow.
That was good.
That was actually really good.
Oh, hips don't lie.
Sorry for.
Sorry for breaking your heart.
Here's
What is this?
Sorry
Do it.
I don't
That's all I know.
Oh man.
During our last night together, we played Heads Up and we couldn't stop laughing. It was the perfect way to wrap up our time with Julia and Taylor as we anticipated parting ways the next day. Up next, Tori and I will be going to Venice and Rome, so if you did enjoy this video, be sure to like it because it really supports my channel, and subscribe because I'll be posting the rest of the videos from our Italy trip every 3 days on Wednesday and Sunday at noon. And remember to check out Wisp if you're interested in a discreet and convenient way to get medication. I'll leave the link in my description box. See you in the next video.